So when we have created our Windows machine, okay, we have selected flavor as operating system flavor as Windows yesterday, right? So today we'll be selecting our operating system flavor as Linux today, guys. Okay, because we are creating a Linux machine, we'll be selecting our flavor as Linux. Okay, and then we'll be going ahead with selection. Okay, the major things that which we have to select is our RAM size and our hard disk size, right? These are the things which we needed. And apart from this, okay, apart from this, we need, okay, for Windows machine, if you need to log in, we require username and password. If you need to log in, we need username and password, right? Over here, we will be needing over here an encrypted key, guys. Okay, so Azure will provide us an encrypted key. So using this encrypted key, we will log into a Linux machine. Okay, so there will be an empty encrypted key. So it is a very secure method of logging to our Linux machines, guys. Okay, so using this encrypted key, we will be logging to our Linux machines. That is the next important thing over here to know. Okay, so these are the differences I'm telling. Okay, this is one of the major difference. Okay, so now if I go to my Azure dashboard, okay, and for creating any machine, I will be going to virtual machines, right? Virtual machines is where I'll be creating my servers or any other machines. So I'll be going to virtual machines, and right now you can see that I don't have any virtual machines over here. Okay, we are not running any virtual machines. So I'll click on create, and I will go to Azure virtual machine, and let me start creating my Linux machine. Okay, so from the resource group, okay, I'll be selecting my resource group as Flipkart. Now, as yesterday we have seen, the first thing we have to give over here is our virtual machine name. Okay, so let me give a name to my virtual machine. I will call this virtual machine as my Linux machine because I'm creating a Linux machine. Okay, you can give any name. Okay, Mohan, Rajesh, we can add any name over there, right? So I'm calling this machine as a Linux machine, and let me create this machine under my Southeast Asia. Okay, and under Southeast Asia, let me select the next important thing over here is I need a Linux flavor. Okay, so I'll be going for Red Hat Linux, and the latest flavor for the Linux over here is 8.2. Okay, so I'm going for a Red Hat Linux, and I'm going for a version as 8.2, and I'll be selecting 8 GB of RAM for this machine. Okay, so similar steps are there. Until this point, most of the steps are similar. Okay, we have selected image, which is nothing but our operating system. We have selected the region, okay, and we have given the size as well over here, which is our RAM size. Okay, so till this point you find that most of the options which we have selected for Windows, these are similar for Linux also. Okay, now after selecting your major options over here, if you scroll down, we have to have one SSH key over here, guys. Okay, so the SSH key, it will create our SSH key over here. Right now I'm going because I don't have any existing keys. If you have existing keys, you can use them also. So the key creation which I'm doing over here, you can use one key for multiple machines also if you need. So right now what we are doing is we are creating one key. That is the reason I told that we have to create an encrypted key over here. Okay, using this encrypted key, we will log into our Linux machines. Okay, so that encrypted key is very, very important for us. Right, so username will be Azure user. Okay, we are generating a key, and my key name will be Linux_key is my key name. Okay, so using this key, we will log into our Linux machines. Okay, and how you will log into this Linux machines using this key? Okay, we will see these things. Okay, now, okay, so again, you see, guys, the only difference between Windows creation and Linux creation is majorly is regarding this key only. Okay, so you have to generate this key. So once you generate this key, you can use the same key for multiple Linux machines. Okay, no problem with that. Okay, fine. Now, one more very important thing over here. What is the inbound rule over here? SSH, right? What was the inbound rule for our yesterday's Windows machine? RDP, right? Using RDP, we have connected to our Windows machines. Using SSH, we will connect to our Linux machines. Okay, so if I go back to diagram, as I told you yesterday, that if you want to log into your machine, okay, from your laptop, right? For example, I have my laptop over here, okay, and from your laptop, if you want to log into your Linux machine this time, okay, yesterday we have logged into Windows, right? So when you try to log into Linux machine, there is a security from Azure side, right? Okay, so this security will not allow you to log into this machine. Okay, so it is always protected over here. These machines are always protected over here, guys. You will not be allowed to log into this machine. It will stop you over there. It will block us over there only, right? Then how will you log into this machine? You have to specially tell your inbound port, which is nothing but your security, to please allow SSH. Okay, so if you want to connect to Linux machine, not only this Linux machine, guys, any Linux machine, if you want to connect, we need SSH. Okay, so I will tell my security guard over here to please allow SSH connection, because this is a very important connection for us. If you don't enable SSH, you will not be logged into your Linux machine. This is very, very important for us. So using SSH only, we will log into our Linux machines, guys. Okay, so SSH is the connection for Linux and RDP is the connection for Windows. Okay, so major differences over here: encrypted key and SSH protocol. Okay, and SSH protocol works on port number 22. Okay, so you have to remember this port numbers, especially for RDP port number and SSH port number. Interview question. Okay, this is an interview question. It works on port number 22. You can assume that, okay, if you are having 100 doors to your house, it comes from the door number 22 only. Okay, it's a fixed one, 22 for SSH, right? Fine. Now going back to my Azure board. Okay, so we have selected all the major 7 steps over here, guys, right? We have selected the flavor, region. Red Hat Linux is my operating system flavor. 8 GB is my RAM size, and I'm also selecting my key also over here. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll go for review and create. Now it is checking all the configuration which I have given is right or wrong. Okay. It is running a validation over here, and after running the validation, it will give me that if I run this machine, okay, so 10 rupees is per hour cost. Okay, 10.158. 10 rupees is 1 hour cost. Okay, if you run the same machine in AWS or in some other clouds, it will be easily 20 rupees per hour. Okay, double of what Azure gives. That is one of the major reasons why Azure is used. Okay, the costing which you see over here, no other cloud gives the costing. That's why it highlights you over here, the costing. Okay, it gives you one of the lowest cost. Okay, they might be getting only 1 rupee profit over here. Okay, and that is enough for Microsoft actually, right? If they give it to thousands of companies like this, they get more profit, right? The profit margin is less, but they give it to a lot of companies actually. That is their marketing strategy, right? Now validation has been passed over here, which means all the configuration which I have given is right. Now for creating this machine, I'll click on create, and you will see the deployment will start over here. And one more thing, the key pair got generated over here, and I have to download this key pair in my local machine. Okay, this is one more difference from your Windows to Linux over here. Okay, so the key which will get generated, you have to download this key in your local machine. It will go on your laptop downloads only. One time operation only. Okay, whenever you create a new key, you have to do this. If you are using existing key, don't need to download it again and again, right? So I will download it over here, and you will see that the key will get downloaded now. Okay, and once the key is downloaded, it will start with machine creation. Okay, and you can see that deployment has initiated. Okay, key also got downloaded over here. Now you can see that machine is under creation. Deployment is under progress, which means my Linux machine is under creation now. Okay, so let it get created. Now I have key also with me. Okay, now once this machine is ready, we will log into this machine, guys. Okay, now let this machine get ready now. Okay, compared to Windows machines, Linux machines deployment will complete a bit faster actually. Okay, within 2 to 3 minutes, this machine will be ready. For your Windows machines, it will take at least 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, so let this machine get ready over here. Okay, deployment is in progress. Okay, now our deployment is also completed, guys. Okay, you can see within 2 or 3 minutes, your Linux machine will be ready over here, guys. Okay, if you click on go to resource, okay, you will see that your machine is running now over here. Okay, my Linux machine is running over here, and this is my Linux machine over here, guys. Okay, now whenever you have your Linux machine, okay, copy the IP address of your Linux machine, because using this IP address only we have to log into our Linux machines. Okay, so when you are doing this operation in your Windows machine, okay, till over here you will be doing your operation, then open your command prompt to log into this Linux machine. Okay, you can type cmd once you click your Windows button. Okay, or shortcut is Windows R button, you can type cmd, right? And after typing cmd, okay, you will get our terminal over here like this. Okay, now let me expand this terminal. Okay, let me increase the font, and this is our terminal over here, guys. So the same terminal you will see in your Windows machines also. Okay, when you go for cmd, right? And after going to cmd, you people type PowerShell. Okay, give PowerShell and enter in your Windows machine. Okay, so my machine already have a PowerShell. Your machine needs PowerShell. Okay, so go to PowerShell, and then okay, this is the command which you have to start from over here, guys. Okay, SSH is the protocol through which we are logging to Linux machine. That is the reason I said that you people should allow SSH hyphen I. So where is my key? My key is in downloads, right? And what is my key name? Linux underscore key is my key name, right? So let me give my key name over here. Okay, so this is my key name. Linux underscore key is my key name. And what is the username to log into Azure machine? Azure user is the username to log into Azure machine. Okay, and at the rate IP address. Okay, this is the IP address of my Azure machine. So give this command. This is the command to log into your Linux machine from your Windows machine. Okay, so on your Windows machine, open the command prompt, go to PowerShell and give this command. Okay, because your PowerShell will recognize the SSH command. So SSH hyphen I in your machine downloads will be your key, download slash your key name, and then Azure user at the rate IP address of your Linux machine. Okay, then give enter over here. It will ask you that are you sure you want to log in? I will say yes, I want to log in, and you will see okay that it is giving me a key protected issue. Okay, so this key protection issue, for this what you have to do is we have to give permissions to our key. Okay, and how to give permissions? chmod command, guys. Okay, in your Windows machines you will not get okay this prompt, you will log in directly. Over here I have to give permissions. Okay, and I will give permission chmod 600. Okay, and where is my key? In my downloads, and Linux underscore key name is my key name, right? So I'll give permissions and I will give enter. Okay, this step not needed if you are using Windows machines, Windows laptops. Okay, Now I have given the permissions. Now I will give the same command to log in, and you can see that I have logged into my Linux machine. I have logged into my Linux machine. Okay, so this Azure user which you are seeing, this is my Linux machine, guys. Okay, so if we'll give exit over here, again I'll come back, I will did a log out over here back. Okay, so what is the command? This is the command to log in. Okay, so permission chmod command which I gave, it's not required for your Windows machines, guys. Okay, this is the command which you people have to give for your login from Windows laptop, right? So if you give enter, you will log into your Azure machine. You see Azure user @Linux. This is my Linux machine which you have created in Azure, guys. That is your Linux machine. Okay. So now, right now you are using this machine as an Azure user, right? Okay. So instead of using this machine as an Azure user, you have to go for sudo space su space hyphen. Okay, so this is the command which you have to give as your first command whenever you log into your Linux machine. Whenever you log into your Linux machine, this will be your first command which we have to enter over here, guys. Okay, so let me give this commands list over here in the diagram also. Okay, so let me write the commands that which we are going to do today. Okay, so these are the commands which I will be performing today. So my command number one. So this command number one is first command whenever you create your Linux machines, blindly give this first command. Okay, what happens with this you will see now. So I'll give sudo space su space hyphen, where su stands for switch user. Okay, the full form of su over here is switch user. Right. So I'll be going back. Okay, and you will be seeing over here. Okay, that we have to perform. Okay, sudo space su space hyphen. Okay, now if I give enter over here, you will see that from Azure user I have switched to which user? To root user over here. Okay, what is root user over here? Root user is like an administrator, guys. Okay, root user will have all the permissions of a Linux machine. He's the administrator over here. Okay, which means you can say he's the owner of this machine. Okay, he can perform any operations on this Linux machine. There are no restrictions for a root user. Okay, he is the supermost user of your Linux machines. That's why we have switched to root user. Okay, I've switched to administrator over here, right? Very good. Now let me check the hard disk size of my Linux machine. For Windows we have checked, right? We normally go to our drives. You see C drive, D drive, right? I want to see how many drives are there for this Linux machine. I want to check the storage of this Linux machine. Okay, then what is the command? Df space hyphen h, guys. This is the command to check the storage of your Linux machine. Okay, so if I give df space hyphen h, it will give me the storage of my Linux machine. So if I give enter over here, you will see that, okay, your Linux machine, okay, it is, this is the storage sizes of your Linux machine, guys. So majorly 74 GB, okay, is the highest which you have got, and how much is you have used is 53 MB only, and what is available? 70 GB is still available, and how much you are using in terms of percentage? 1% only. 1% only. Okay, if you clear the screen, for clearing the screen, you can type clear. Okay, and one more shortcut is you can give control plus L also. Okay, so control L also you will clear the screen, or clear also you can type over here. Okay, now see what I'm doing over here. If I want to go to again df-h command, I'm clicking on up arrow over here. See, up arrow. Okay, I no need to type df-h again. I'm clicking on up arrow. As I told you previously, if you want to go to previous command, we have to go to up arrow, right? If you press up arrow, it will take you to the previous command, right? I will give enter over here and you will see this is the disk sizes. Okay, this is the storage of my Linux machine. Enter disk sizes, it will give me over here. Okay, now we have seen the disk sizes. Now let us check the RAM of my Linux machine. In Windows, you will go to properties and you will check the RAM size. Okay, over here, how to check the RAM size? Free space hyphen M is the command. Free space hyphen M is the command. If you give free space hyphen M, it will show you, okay, the RAM size of your Linux machine over here. So this will be our RAM size. Okay, so if I give enter over here, you will see the RAM size over here. Okay, so it's showing you around 7,808 MB. Okay, so that 7,808 MB, okay, again if you add 272 more, it's coming around to 8,000, right? So 8,000 MB is nearly equivalent to 8 GB, right? So how much RAM we have created when we were creating this machine? 8 GB, right? It's almost showing you the same thing. Okay, so it will divide actually. Some goes to buffer cache, some goes to shade, some goes under the usage, and 7,122 is still free. Okay, so it's nearly around 8 GB of RAM. If you see something nearly to 7,000, which means 8 GB of RAM. If you see nearly to 8,000, that means 9 GB, 10 GB of RAM. Okay, so that will be your way of seeing your RAM sizes. Free hyphen M is the command, guys. Again, very important command. Interview question also. How to check the RAM of your Linux machine? This is a command, right? Very good, guys. Okay, so now let us go a bit more deeper to our Linux machines. Previously, we have created some files, folders, okay, basic things which we have did. Okay, you can do the same things on this Linux machine also. So let me, okay, proceed ahead. And what I will be going to do in our today's session is, okay, in this Linux machine, guys, okay, I'll be writing a message on this Linux machine. Inside my Linux machine, I will write a message, a random message I'll write over here. Okay, and after writing this message on my Linux machine, what I will do is, okay, the same message which I have written in my Linux machine, you will see this message in your mobile phones. Okay, your mobile phone is not connected to my Linux machine, right? My Linux machine is in cloud and your mobile phone is in your pockets, right? It's nowhere connected, right? But you will see this message in your mobile phones. Okay, to do this, we have to change this Linux machine to a web server. Okay, we have to change our Linux. Now, right now, it's a normal Linux machine. Okay, right now, it's our normal Linux machine. Then what I'll be doing over here is I'll be changing this Linux machine to a web server over here, guys. When I change this Linux machine to a web server, it will start giving the messages to your devices. Okay, it will start distributing the messages to your devices. Okay, and what is the web server software? Okay, which package you have to install to make this machine as a web server? Let us do that process over here, guys. Okay, the same process you have to do for your real-time projects also. Okay, so we will start doing the same things over here, right? So now to make this machine as a web server, okay, to run this machine as a web server, we have to go with the command. Okay, and the command is to install web server package, and that web server package installation you have to do with yum install command. Okay, so previously also we have seen yum install. You can write Java over here, Java will get installed. You can write Python over here, Python will get installed. If you write MySQL, MySQL will get installed. But what I want to install today, web server package, right? I'll give httpd. Okay, and I'll give hyphen y so that it will proceed with http installation. Okay, it will proceed with http installation using this command. Okay, so going back, okay, I'll be going to my Linux machine over here. Okay, so it got logged out, no problem. Okay, so going back to my Linux machine. Okay, so I'll be installing HTTPD over here. Okay, and to install HTTPD, I'll say yum space install space HTTPD and then -y. If you give enter over here, HTTPD installation has started over here. See, it has started installing HTTPD for us, and it got completed also. Okay, so within few seconds, HTTP installation will complete, guys, because it's a Linux machine. It would be very fast over here, right? And once you install your HTTPD, the next command which we have to go with over here is, okay, normally in Windows machines, what will happen is when you install some package, for example, you have installed PDF reader. Okay, after installing PDF reader, you can go and you can use PDF reader, right? After installing MS Office, you can go and you can use MS Office, right? So normally when you install something on Windows machine, you can go and you can use it right away, no issues. But in Linux machine, when you install some package or software, right away you cannot use it. Right away we cannot use it because it has a protection layer to it. Okay, so right now you have installed HTTPD, right? Okay, so right now we cannot use HTTPD because if you see the current status of HTTPD and how to check the status using systemctl command. So systemctl stands for system control. Okay, system control. So using system control command, using systemctl command, I will check the status. Okay, and which status I have to check? I have to check the status of my HTTPD. This is the package which I have installed, right? So I have to check the status of HTTPD now using systemctl command. Okay, now I will go back and I'll give my systemctl command. I'll give systemctl status HTTPD, and if you give enter over here, right now you will see that your package is inactive, guys. It is in dead state. You have installed HTTPD, but right now it is not running over here. Okay, your package is not running over here. It is in inactive mode. It is in dead state. That's why I said in your Linux machines, if you install any package, it will not be available to us right away. Status, if you check, it will be inactive mode only. Okay, not only this package, guys, any package you see, it will be in an inactive mode only, right? So now, so what I will do over here is I have to enable the package. From inactive, I have to change it to active mode, right? Now, how to change it to active mode? For that, the next command which I'll be giving over here is to change it to active mode, guys. And the command is systemctl, okay, start HTTPD. So the systemctl commands are very easy actually, guys. For checking the status, you have to write status. For starting it, you have to write start. Okay, so these very easier commands, guys. Systemctl commands are very easy actually. Okay, so once you start your package, after starting your package, we have to enable our package also. Okay, so for enabling the package, I'll write the fifth command, which is systemctl enable HTTPD. So after starting the package, we have to enable the package also. So starting and enabling, both you have to do. Okay, start the package and then enable the package. Okay, both are important. Fine. Now let me go back to my Linux machine and let me give systemctl start HTTPD and then enter. Your package got started. Now again give systemctl, okay, enable HTTPD. So now I'm enabling HTTPD now. So once you start and enable your systemctl with HTTPD, now if you check the status of your HTTPD, it will be in active and it will be in running mode. So now installation got completed. Now your package is active and it is in running mode. This is important for us. It should be active and it should be in running mode like this. Okay. Now your HTTP installation is completed. Now your package is in active and it is in running mode over here. All right. So these are the commands which you have to use for complete installation. Okay. This is a complete installation that which we have did over here. Right. Very good. Now going to the next part over here, going to the next important thing, okay, which is my command number 6, right? So as I told you guys that we have to write one message on this Linux machine, right? Okay, and to write this message on your Linux machine, okay, we have to go to a special path, you can say, inside your Linux machine. Okay, actually we call it as default root path. Okay, so let us go to our default root path. So using vim command, okay, vim command we did earlier also for creating your files, right? So I'll use vim command, and we have to go under which path? The path is /var /ww /html and /index.html is your file path. Okay, we have to go to our index.html file over here, guys. This is a very important, okay, path location. So we have to go to our index.html file, and on our index.html file we have to add our message actually. Okay, so let me give the same command on my Linux machine, right? So I'll go back to my Linux machine, and the command is vim space /var. Okay, again use tabs, guys. If you use tab button, it will be easier to write your lengthy commands. I'll just type one w over here, and then if I press tab button, you will see remaining command it will take. See tab, remaining two w's it will take over here. See, okay, if I press h and if I press tab, remaining html it will take. Okay, so with tab command it will be easier for you to work with the lengthy Linux commands. Okay, right now I'll give index.html, which is my file name actually. So whatever message you want to write, you have to write inside this file path only, guys. So inside your index.html we have to write our message. Okay, so now if I give enter over here, it will go to editing mode. Okay, and let me write a message over here as hello to all. Okay, good morning from Azure class. Okay, you can write any message. I'm writing a good morning message to all. Okay, any message you can write inside this file. Okay, so after writing this message, okay, let me give escape shift colon and wq. Okay, it got stuck once again. Let me remove it and add it again. It will come. Okay, right, I hope it is visible to you all, right? Yes, guys. Okay, so this is a message which we have given on our Linux machine, guys. Okay, so once you give this message inside your Linux machine, let me save this file. Okay, so to save this file you have to press escape, guys. Right now it is in insert mode. If you see bottom of your screen, right now it is in insert mode. When you press escape, insert mode will go. Okay, so after pressing escape you have to give shift colon wq. Okay, so wq stands for write and quit. To save and exit this file we have to give wq over there, guys, for write and quit. Okay, so after giving write and quit over here, you will be back to your Linux machine. I will be back to my Linux machine over here, right? Very good. So once you are back to your Linux machine, okay, the next command which we have to give over here is, okay, so let me just go with the next command over here. Okay, right. Okay, so after giving index file command, the next command which you have to give over here is the permissions command, guys. Because normally what happens in a Linux machine is, whenever you create some file or any file is there, that file will not have any read permissions. Okay, nobody can read anything from that file. That is a normal Linux behavior. It will not allow anybody to read any file. So you have to give permissions. So to give permissions, we have to go for our next command, which is our command number 7. And for giving the permissions, you have to give chmod, which stands for change mode. Okay, we have to give change mode for that file, and the permissions you have to give is read, write, and execute 777. Okay, these are the highest permissions in a Linux machine. There is no 778. Highest number is 777 only. Okay, beyond that there is no highest permission. Highest permission is 777 only. Okay, 778 will not be there, 800 will not be there. This is the highest permission number. Okay, I'm giving the highest permission number, and where I have to give this permission, where is my file? That is the path, right? So give that path over here, which is /var/www/html, and index.html is your file path. So this is my path. Okay, again be very careful with spaces over here, guys. Okay, so after chmod there is a space, after 777 there is a space, and after that there is no space. Okay, so give your spaces correctly. Okay, it will be working, right? So I've given my 7th command over here, which is for giving the permissions. Okay, so now let me give the permissions over here. So for giving the permissions, the command is chmod 777, and the permission where I have to give to /var/www/html, and index.html is my file path. To this file path we have to give our permissions. Then only you can read the message. Okay, or else we cannot read the message, right? And now if I give enter over here, we have added the permissions now. Okay, and after adding the permissions, one last command we have to give over here, guys. Okay, so this will be the last command of our session. Okay, so in today's class you have to perform only 8 commands over here, guys. Okay, so our command number 8 over here will be our last command. Okay, and that is to restart your HTTPD, to refresh your HTTPD. Okay, so why we have to refresh and restart our HTTPD is because you have did so many changes on this Linux machine, right? You have installed HTTPD, you have written one file, you have changed the permissions, you did all these things, right? So one last time you have to refresh HTTPD. Okay, so whenever you are doing some changes, you have to refresh HTTPD actually, right? So to do that, again you have to use systemctl command, give systemctl and give restart HTTPD. We have to restart our HTTPD over here. And to restart HTTPD, this is the command. Okay, so all these 8 commands are very, very important for us. Okay, so I'll be giving these commands over here in the box. Okay, all these 8 commands are very, very important for us, guys, right? So let me restart my HTTPD one last time so that it will get refreshed. I'll give systemctl restart HTTPD. Okay, I'll restart my HTTPD over here, and if you give enter, all your commands, okay, have been done with performing over here. Okay, we have given all the commands and we have performed all the commands over here, right? Very good. Now, okay, after giving all these commands, this is the IP address of my Linux machine, guys. Okay, now what you people do is you take your mobile devices or your laptops or in whichever, okay, device you want, you enter this IP address and check, okay, that we are able to get the message or not. Okay, the IP address is 54.198.151.94. okay, give this IP address in your devices, and let me just tell me that you are able to get the message or not on those, okay, devices or not. On your laptop, mobile device, any device, you can give this message over here, guys. Okay, so what I'll do is on my laptop also I will be giving this message. Okay, so go and give this IP address in your Chrome browser or in your Mozilla browser or any browsers. Okay, if I give enter over here, okay, once you give the IP address, okay, and if you give enter, you will be seeing the message which you have given inside your Linux machine. Right now I'm seeing this message from my Linux machine, and this is the same message you have given over there, right? Okay, where is that Linux machine? It is in Singapore actually, And where is my laptop? It is in India. And not only over here, guys, from any part of the world, if you give that IP address, you will get that message. How it is able to show you that message? Because right now your Linux machine is a web server, guys. It's not a normal machine now. Okay, so whatever IP address you are having, okay, if you take that IP address and if you give that IP address over here in the browser, okay, so it will take that IP address and it will be showing you the message on your Chrome browsers over here like this. Why? Because your Linux machine is a web server now. Whatever message which you will give inside your Linux machine, it will send that message as a response to you. When you request something to Linux machine, as a response back, it will give you that message which you have written inside that Linux machine. Okay, so let me tell you one more important thing, sir, why it is so important. Okay, this is the thought that why it is so important. Okay, if I go to flipkart.com, page is loading, right? Okay, or if I go to hdfc.com, page is loading, right? Okay, the page is loading. There is no difference between actually my page and their page. There is literally no difference between the page which Flipkart is running or the page which I am running over here. There is no difference at all. The only difference is I am giving one message over here. They might be showing images to you or they might be showing videos to you, but the layer on which the Flipkart is working, the HDFC working or ICICI working, it is running on HTTPD only, guys. For running Flipkart, they have also installed HTTPD, and inside a Linux machine only they have installed HTTPD and they have saved their images in index.html only. How you are able to see these images on Flipkart? Because they have saved these images on index file. Okay, how you are able to see HDFC website? Because they have saved the website content in which part? This is the part. Okay, so there is no difference between how my IP address is giving you the message or how Flipkart is giving you the message. It's the same HTTPD, it's the same Linux machine, and the same Linux machine they will be adding the content. And that Linux machine will give you the response back as a server, right? And one more difference over here is Flipkart, you are typing flipkart.com, right? And I'm giving the IP address over here. When you are typing flipkart.com, machine will not understand flipkart.com or hdfc.com. It will convert to IP address only. When you give flipkart.com, behind the scenes and the background, it will convert to IP address only and it will go to Flipkart server. For us, they will not give us the IP address. They will hide the IP address over here. I can also hide my IP address. Okay, I can also hide my IP address. Instead of showing you people the IP address, I'll give something as mohan.com or rajesh.com. Okay, I'll hide my IP address and I will show you the message. I can show you messages, I can show you images, I can show you videos, anything I can show. But the concept over here is how it is showing you the message with the help of HTTPD. It's a web server package. So you people should know this. Okay, so if you know how to install, how to run, and how to go to index file and how to add your changes, you can maintain and manage any application over here, guys. Because 90% of your websites, either you see ICICI, HDFC, Flipkart, Snapdeal, YouTube, they all run on web server only, on Linux machines only. This is how your Flipkart and these pages are working, and this is how my page is also working in the same way. Okay, no difference actually. Okay, that is the reason I said that these 7 steps which you have performed, okay, the same steps you have to perform in your project also. You might be setting up for Accenture.com or for IBM.com or for whichever company you are working, you might be setting up for that particular company. Okay, but web server setup is same, guys. Okay, content inside HTML you can add any content. That is the job of developer anyhow. That is not your job. Your job is to make sure to run this Linux machine in a smooth way. Okay, install HTTPD and give it to them. They will add content inside that. Okay, they will add the content, not our job. Okay, and every day what they will do, every day they will change the images over here, right? Now today you are seeing this mobile device image, tomorrow you might see some other image, right? I can also change my content. This is my message, right? I will go back to my Linux machine again, okay, and let me change the content. I will go to index file, okay, and now I will add the content over here, okay. So I will remove this message and I will add the content as this is the new content. This is new page. Okay, I've changed the content. Developers also will do the same thing. They will write their logic in this index file only. Okay, now save your, okay, write escape wq and come back and again restart your HTTPD. It will get refreshed with the changes. Okay, now go back to your IP address after restart is done. I'll go back to my IP address and if you refresh, it will change. Okay, so developers are changing their content from index only because entire content is inside index only, right? But for index to work, you have to install HTTPD, you have to start HTTPD. Okay, so all the commands which we have performed over here, these are very much necessary for you. Okay, these are necessary for us. Developer will not know how to install HTTPD in Linux machine. Developer doesn't know that. Developer knows the path, he will copy the content to this path. Okay, he knows that thing. Our job is to create this Linux machine, give this IP address to a developer. Okay, then he'll start his work from over there. That is our job. Okay, so going forward, what I'll do is, okay, which will come up in our next upcoming sessions, where I will change this IP address to something as ramesh or rajesh.com. Okay, which is, no, you can change. Okay, అంటే ఈ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ క్రియేట్ అయినప్పుడు మనకు Azure ఐపీ అడ్రస్ ఇస్తుంది కదా, అది ఎవ్రీ మషిన్ హ్యాస్ సమ్ ఐపీ అడ్రస్. నో, దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఐపీ అడ్రస్. రావచ్చు, బట్ లోపల ఉన్న స్టెప్స్ అంటే సేమ్ పర్ఫామ్ చేస్తే ఆ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ తో మెసేజ్ రావాలి మీకు. మీరు క్రియేట్ చేసిన మషిన్ కి దానికి ఐపీ అడ్రస్ ఉంటుంది కదా, ఆ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ తో మీకు మెసేజ్ రావాలి. ఎవరి మషిన్ వాళ్ళకి ఐపీ అడ్రస్ ఉంటుంది, ఆ మషిన్ నుంచి మీకు మెసేజ్ రావాలి, ఆ మషిన్ నుంచి లోడ్ అవ్వాలి పేజ్. ఓకే, దెన్ ఓన్లీ యూ హ్యావ్ డిడ్ దట్ ప్రాక్టీస్ సక్సెస్ఫుల్లీ. ఓకే, మీరు క్రియేట్ చేశారు మషిన్, దానికి ఒక ఐపీ అడ్రస్ ఉంటుంది, ఆ మెసేజ్ నుంచి ఆ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ నుంచి రావాలి. దట్ ఈస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఓకే, రైట్, fine. Okay, so again, okay, so perform all these commands, create your Linux machine and change your normal Linux machines to web server. Okay, so that is the one of the major reasons that why we use mostly Linux machines, because it's very very secure and very fast, guys, in terms of performance. Okay, so that is the reason we are performing on the Linux machine only over here also. Okay, fine then. Okay, I'll be saving the recording till this point, guys. Okay,